All right. Whoa, you fixed some shit.
I added some shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you like this fan out of the debug draw?
I like how the dots compound on each other.
Oh yeah, they do, don't they?
It,
It'd be really cool if they actually grew in size when there were multiple on the same point,
I
which
was about
we
to
could
say the
totally
same
do.
thing.
Yeah,
But it sounds like they're alpha stacking right now, right? So they at least get darker.
exactly. Yeah.
So we were chatting a little bit before the stream started about what we could potentially do today.
Hmm.
And we both put a little bit of work after last stream, just moving stuff around, basically.
Yeah.
Um, and maybe we could talk a little bit about that, and then there are some options on where we could go from here, I think.
That sounds good. Yeah. Do you wanna start off with your changes from the weekend?
Yeah. Um, so a couple of them aren't going to be super visible on this stream. Fixed I fixed the Safari bug in the map editor, so you can now load maps.
Yes.
Um, I wonder why it takes so long for that dialog to open. Isn't that weird?
It is pretty weird, but I am just thrilled. And can I save too? Ah, that's delightful.
Yeah, it was
Thanks for
just
fixing
a
that.
there's this particular API that's just not supported by Safari. That was it.
Is that the file API?
It is not the file API, but the text command on the file API.
What? Excuse me. Oh right, I remember researching this. This is so silly.
Yeah, I don't. It's weird that I would have thought I would have thought this was like a WebKit thing, but apparently not.
I guess you can sort of see where Blink forked from it, since Edge and Chrome are dealing with it, but and Firefox is, but yeah, WebKit browsers are not. That's really interesting.
Um, yeah. So the API to replace that is actually kind of uniquely terrible. If you go to the, I think it's called controls,
Let's see. Oh yeah, yeah.
and then look for file reader.
Okay, new file reader. Oh gosh.
And the event handlers don't actually return any data. You have to read the thing off of the file reader object.
What? What? Wait.
Yeah, so read as text actually triggers the read. And then you have to like install a bunch of hooks on it before you do that. And then when you want to read the actual result on line 107, you pull the result off of the file reader object.
What the what the fuck? This makes no sense. So wait, so this doesn't fire until you call read as text.
Yeah.
But read as text like doesn't take a callback. You're just like
No file read. This
go
is
read
like
the
old
file
school
and
Node.js. I feel like
oh,
it's like everything is like an event. Did you ever deal with you've probably dealt with like the Node.js standard library, HTTP library, right?
yeah, this does
It's the
seem
same kind of thing.
right. So they had an async pattern. They're just like this async pattern everywhere. What could go wrong?
I actually don't know. Is the HTTP library better because it actually includes data relevant to the event on the event itself? Because this
Oh
doesn't,
yeah,
right?
this is so interesting. Onload is just like a completely. This is weird because you have to like know about the object and not. It's evented without the event containing anything. This
Yeah,
sucks.
the error is the same way, actually. So if you look at like the
Yikes.
on error, it's the same sort of thing. I didn't test
At
it though.
least I was gonna say at least they hand you this, so you don't have to keep a pointer to this.
That is true. So I could have
That's
done
like the
this.
only thing. Yeah, they did it like sort of right, but this is still really silly.
Yeah.
But also, well, sorry you had to do that.
So okay, so that's fixed. Safari can load maps now. Missing API.
Just me. Just me.
There was a random React thing that I had to wrestle with and fix. It was just that the checkboxes were controlled but not controlled. I was kind of using a mixed paradigm there.
These suckers.
Yeah, it's somewhat boring, but it's fixed now.
Nice. Have you noticed, by the way, that when you go to the bottom of the map, it stops rendering?
I did not notice that. Okay, so that's an interesting bug that we can try to file.
And it's only the bottom edge, yeah.
The bottom. Sorry, what?
Only if you push all the way to the very bottom edge.
I'm actually going to take some notes here. Now that I have my tablet here. We discover a lot of stuff on stream and then I forget about it.
Huh. Yeah, that's fair. I feel like maybe could it be an off by one?
We have a lot of off by ones. It's no joke.
Yeah. Well, these go from negative 32 to 31, which is correct because 0 is counted in our tile set. I bet it's trying to draw one row past this one to get to 32 or something. But in fact, there's only 31 positive numbers. Yeah. That's probably it. Anyway, back to the magenta void.
Yeah, so I'm just writing this down real quick. The map editor stops rendering. You scroll to the bottom.
Very smart.
Okay, so other stuff I did. Probably the most interesting stuff that I did then was move some things around. I literally just moved files and some implementations. So it's all basically on this philosophy that like the entities subfolder really shouldn't have too much going on in it. The entities being maybe the most high level construct and components and systems being lower level. So like entities sort of consume components and systems. It is a little bit cyclical for some systems, right? Like the builder system has to call the entity creator for the builder. But what I did is there are some systems where there's like one major component on like a per entity basis that kind of composes most of the important state on an entity by entity basis. And so what I did is I moved that component into the system just so you can kind of read everything in a line. So if you open up the builder system, for example,
builder system.
If you this file's getting a little long, but like you can see all the builder oriented enums and the builder component is here, and then the system that actually consumes it, like the logic, is just below in the update.
Nice.
And I think something similar happened with turrets as well, because turrets also have a component. So
great.
Now the turret entity is just, all it is the factory function, basically.
Cool.
And we could see this also propagating to some of the legacy. I don't know if legacy is the right word, but some of this like older stuff, like the player shooter script. I think probably there should just be a player shot system, right? Or this could even get rolled into the player control system, right?
I was gonna say, yeah, it's part of player input or something along those lines. Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, as I noticed, we still have turret renderable. Have we been pasting our renderables into like the top of files as we use them sometimes?
Some of these entities, like we were a little bit more disciplined about splitting up the components that contributed to them into separate files, and that's why they're in subfolders. But for other entities, the renderable is just defined in the same file as the factory function.
Cool.
I don't know what else is.
Yeah, like our wall renderable, yeah.
And the renderables are things that like are specific to these entities and aren't necessarily system logic, although like it's just kind of an open question of where we want to throw those things. Okay, so that was that change, and then the other half of that was that I moved components out of the entities folder into the top level, because again, like I think components should be thought of as like lower level than entities and not inside.
Oh, great.
Entities. Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. And that sort of opens up like perhaps the builder component, if this gets too long or it gets too much logic, goes and lives in the components folder.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah, exactly.
That makes a lot of sense. Cool.
And you also notice that like team.ts under components, I also
Mhm.
move stuff where we define essentially like flags. I also move them up there because they're kind of components that just have one value in them, right?
That makes sense. So yeah, it's stuff like, and like, does hitbox move in there maybe? And I feel like actually this entity import is maybe an interesting, like this is the list of things that maybe get imported from components, which is
Yeah,
perhaps
totally.
instructive for us someday. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
cool.
hitbox is interesting in that I think it hitbox is kind of a component, but it's also a
It's like a rig
kind of a
class. Yeah.
primitive that's used across a bunch of different things. So it's sort of in this gray area.
Yep.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, if we had like a boxes component that had like a key value lookup for different like hitbox and harmbox, if like those were composed into like one thing.
That'd be
I don't
nice. Yeah.
necessarily. I'm not advocating for that per se, but like just as an example, then that's a very very clear cut example of like something that we'd add into the component folder.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Hmm. Yep.
Anyways,
Cool.
that was my stuff. Just kind of moving things around.
Nice. So I just went and fixed two issues. One which is we lost our debug draw for this when we added multiple builders,
Mm-hmm.
and so I actually went into the builder system and set up a global constant of debug paths that are keyed on entity ID.
Oh, nice.
And then, yeah, whenever you do a path, you just write debug paths with the builder ID, and now the Pathfinder returns like its node set, which is just every XY coordinate it checked. Um, so
Does that
it's
just grow
pretty,
to infinity?
no, because in our debug draw we actually we keep track of our existing builders, which on every update, if we run into a builder entity, we push that ID on there,
Oh, nice. Yeah.
and then we filter it out in the beginning of debug draw just to
Cool.
say like, if it finished its job or got destroyed, and really it was because destroying a builder with a bullet happens just completely outside the system, so we just had to build our own check.
Oh, nice. Nice. Yeah.
But the upside is that now we get actually just a full search space of our stuff, and this guy gets destroyed over here, and his search path gets destroyed. Yeah,
Yeah. That's awesome.
it's cool.
Yeah.
And yeah, it works just like the old one. I think we were talking earlier. It'd be cool if the size actually grew, and we could do that, because this actually, you just iterate through every these and keep track of where you should put renderables, and just like start incrementing a score,
Yeah.
and then build renderables based on that score after you do it. So like, pretty straightforward if we wanted to do that actually.
It totally is. Yeah. Yeah. Basically, you'd have like a key value between the coordinate and a number, right? And the numbers are at minimum 1. And
Yeah. Well, and so debug paths is an array of strings of the format like XY. So I bet you could do some fancy like reducing too, just to take every one of these, reduce them to like a count of the same key in each object instead of like doing a loop by hand.
Yeah. And if you wanted to get rid of the bookkeeping over existing builders, you could also throw the path onto the builder component itself, and then
the path onto the builder component
for debug draw specifically,
oh, like have the debug draw happen on the builder component,
or at least store the state of it, and then you can still put the draw there.
That'd be cool. Yeah, totally. But anyway, yeah. So nice to have this back in there, still confirming that our algorithm is doing a minimal search space.
Yeah, that's very comforting. It's not searching the entire.
Yeah, except when you place inside a wall where the game has to pause and check a full space and then not render anything because
do it.
It did. It pauses.
Oh, it pauses. Okay, and then it realizes it can't do it, right?
Yeah, and I think the pause. Let's see. Do we have a max length? Distance. Did we take that out maybe? Or maybe it's in the Pathfinder. Yeah, here we go. So if you turn this down to like 10 or something.
It should be pretty fast.
Yeah, exactly. And a lot of these stop going out too far, but then this stops affecting the system at all when I'm building in here.
Yeah.
So whatever. We that bug is not resolved, but it is nice to see that the system keeps going.
Yeah, probably the resolution for that bug is to see if you can even move on to a tile, right? Like if the tile is a wall that just don't pathfind or something like that, right?
Right. It's probably worth like, yeah, the very first part of the Pathfinder is like take your coordinate, go and check it by hand. Just make sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
So yeah. So that's one change. And then the other one was we made the player hideable last time, but we didn't make the builder. And I thought, it seems strange to me that the builder actually did not. Like I was walking through here and then I sent a builder through and the builder immediately got attacked in the trees. And I was like, that doesn't feel quite right. So this, let's see, this is in our hiding system. I actually this was previously hard coded to like only modify the player. And instead I created an array of hidables that has transform hitbox and is on the friendly team. And then it just performs the same hiding check we performed on the player.
Oh, nice.
It means that you can actually hide a turret. And we can see that our turret doesn't know how to turn around, so it thinks it's aimed at the enemy turret, but it's not.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the enemy turret can't see it. So I think if I place this one, yeah, it'll start shooting. And we've got another problem, which is that our bullets fire in front of the thing and don't actually hit the first item. So that's okay.
Right. Let me write that down. Bullets don't destroy trees immediately adjacent. That's cool. Yeah, I could imagine the logic for which entities can be hideable could go a lot of different ways. It could be that you have a damageable. It could be that there's a new flag that's like, I actually participate in the hiding system. It could go a lot of different ways. Yeah.
Absolutely. And yeah, we did have damageable, but we've started adding hitbox to some things in lieu of damageable, just as a like we actually want to see if you're, hitboxes are, does the shooter system hit you?
Sorry about that. My computer went to sleep because I was so engrossed hearing about hiding the builder in trees. But I need to figure out a caffeine or amphetamine type setup for Windows. I'll just make sure I move the mouse around constantly.
Fair.
I'm not jittery enough.
That might be the secret. I might be. This is why mine doesn't do that.
Your actions per second is way higher than mine. Whenever you stream, like you're able to play the game and like write code at the same time.
Whew, I got some solid APM going on over here. So yeah, I don't know. Yeah, you were saying there's a different heuristic we could pick for this, and I was just agreeing with you before the stream cut out. So yeah. So yeah, those are all our weekend and today changes.
Very nice.
Yeah. What should we do? What should we do now? I think we talked a little bit about bullets being refactorable, which is great because like I feel like you shouldn't be able to shoot. You shouldn't be able to shoot completely from cover.
Yeah,
like that's not right. And you can kind of like, I don't know. Hey, what the fuck? Oh yeah. I forget if you're half out of the grass out the back. It's not a tree. It's tall grass. I do think, I think with debug on, it's fairly obvious that like the square that is the bullet kind of makes no sense.
It's really bad.
Yeah, so I think it'd be really cool for us to fix that and maybe turn the bullets into like little squares that have a pixel hit instead of strange torpedoes that have this weird off-center box, and see how we feel about that.
Okay.
And then we talked about trees as a harvest option too, which I think would be really cool.
Yeah.
And then if we do that, maybe we got time to start talking net play.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm starting to get excited for net play.
I am too, and I can see sort of like, especially with systems, I can see how each one of these basically gets refactored into a message passing system, where you're like, we got a mouse click message and a right button press this input cycle. Like, what do we do with that?
Yeah.
And sort of mapping that onto every other object in the game. So that'd be really cool. Sounds great to me.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so if there's time, we can talk about it for maybe 10 or 15 minutes at the end of the stream. How's that sound?
Sounds great.
Okay.
Cool. So if we want to fix our bullets, we probably, let's see, we probably got to look at the bullet entity for starters. And maybe we have to look at the bullet model renderable. Yeah, let's get in here. Let's get into this sucker. I really think it's time for these to be little squares. How do you feel about that?
Yeah, that's totally fine. They're kind of like these super awkward missiles right now, right?
Well, yeah, because what we did was we took the original tank shape and just made it smaller. if I recall correctly.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's do one 0.1. Oops. Negative 0.1, and let's just do like a tiny 1/10 of a. Oh wait, that's 1/10 of a pixel, isn't it? Let's
we want to do 1/10 of the tile.
I was just gonna do pixel drawing, so yeah.
Okay, yeah. So it'll be a 2x2 square.
Yeah, which I think it's pretty tiny.
Yeah.
And then 1, 1, and negative 1, 1. And wait, does this... I think I have one too many arrays in here. Oh, maybe I didn't have too many arrays. Nope, that's a number array. Great.
Love it.
That's tiny, and even better is where the where the little box is.
It's so bad.
2x2 is pretty small, actually. Let's level that up. Oh yeah, that sort of fits the aesthetic.
Yes.
I'm gonna be excited to actually make things shoot more bullets now too.
Yeah. Do you want to increase the bullet velocity? Or is this too fast? Or...
Oh, that's a great question. Let's give it a little oomph.
Twice as fast.
Oh boy. Let's do 1.5 at least. This is still going to be very annoying. And let's see, I should be able to. Oh yeah, these no longer outrun bullets. Sorry, buddies. Okay, so this box is really silly. And what is drawing that? Is that our damager has the debug draw? No.
Bullet system, probably.
Bullet system. Great. Shooter system?
Yeah. This maybe should be a... Well, what actually simulates the bullets?
That is a great question. Let's see. So I bet... Let's check it out. So we've got our player shooter script, and this is doing a lot of the work, I think.
Yeah.
Because this calls make bullet.
Oh, I remember now.
Make bullet has this motion script. It does it itself.
Yeah.
Great. This sure feels like a bullet system is about to happen.
I think so as well.
Yeah. Which is great because we can... What still has a motion script? Yeah, nothing. Oh, wait, we have a motion system. I think we're about to get rid of the motion system too.
Yeah, because the player input system takes care of the player's motion now, right?
I believe so. Yeah, and I think something always did, right? It was the player. Was this the player's motion script until very recently? It might have been.
Yeah, I think that's right.
I bet that's what happened. Cool.
Well, do we actually change the transform, don't we here? Yes,
yeah.
We do. Yep.
Yeah, this is totally it. So cool. All right, so let's just make this the bullet system and go from there.
Yeah, I have the feeling we may end up factoring this back out.
Okay.
I'd say any object whose motion is ballistic, we may want to treat as this with the same component. Right now, and when I say ballistic, it has an acceleration velocity that potentially changes, you know, frame by frame, and then its position is updated based on its velocity.
Yep.
It's just the bullet right now. I'm fine if we want to make it a bullet system. What I suspect might happen is that like it'll probably end up being it'll end up getting factored out.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what if there was a ballistic that was actually? I mean, right now it's just velocity, range. That's what the bullet tracks at the moment. And I mean, it's what our motion script tracks.
Yeah,
lifespan. I mean, we could always pass like -1 if it's like this thing is truly infinite.
Yeah, I think maybe what we should do is make like I think your original guess. Sorry, I think I led us astray a little bit. Like I think your original guess of just having a bullet system is fine.
Okay.
And then once we add another thing that also exhibits ballistic behavior, we'll know what to put in that component. Because I think the range or lifespan is like a purely bullet thing, and I think that is the domain of a bullet system. So we still need a bullet system no matter what, is essentially what I'm saying.
Okay, great. Well, then let's just kill those suckers. Get rid of that motion script. I also like that we will be, we're so very close to removing all these eye interfaces.
I love that, yes.
One more coming. We should really, I look forward to getting rid of all those.
Yep.
Because yeah, I like the way this feels a lot these days. Cool. So our bullet, I mean, let's just copy all that. No more motion script. Cool. Make bullet takes a range. That's cute. Why is that the case?
It's probably eager factoring.
I bet so.
It doesn't seem super relevant these days, does it?
I was gonna say, I bet we call it with the exact same number both times. Yeah. Yeah. Let's wait until that has a true purpose. Sweet. Okay, so now, yeah. Oh yeah. You can only fire when backing away.
Yeah. Oh, and it kills you if they're landmines now. We just invented a landmine system? We
just made a landmine system.
Yeah.
Except the actual landmine is not this. It's over here.
Well, mines are part of Bolo, so we do need to get to that eventually.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. This is really funny. Wow, I can't believe they've been that far off this whole time.
Yeah.
That's rough. Cool, so this component simplifies down quite a bit. Or this entity, which is great. That's a good start.
Yep.
And then over in our motion system, let's go to the copy buffer. Yeah.
Oh, this is the Alfred copy buffer thing.
Dude, it's so good. It's just everything I've ever cut, copied, or pasted in the last 7 days.
For you?
I have it on Command Option C.
Specifically for the history.
For the history, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and then I can either Command Tab, or if I just like arrow down and hit Enter, now it's in my paste buffer.
Do you ever have an issue with it exposing your 1Password passwords, or does that expire?
They don't show up in here.
How does it know?
1Password doesn't use the copy buffer, or it like deletes it from history. 1Password does some very clever stuff.
I know on iOS there's like I think the system provides like a expiration on the copy buffer, or it's like paste once.
It's something like that, yeah. But yeah, very very much appreciated that.
Yeah,
it just does the right thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so here's a question: How do we know if a bullet's a bullet?
So when we pasted the motion script down, the motion script is per entity state, so that probably should be a bullet component, and then you know if it's a bullet if that's non-null.
Sorry, wait, which part is per entity state? Oh, the origin?
Origin and range, yeah. And
okay,
range
great.
We actually know is not a real thing, but like we can. But basically, the origin is like per entity state, and
and specifically because we need to tell how far it is. We need to tell the bullet script how far away it is. Great. Okay,
yeah,
so we have
yeah.
a bullet component.
I can imagine that over time this will know which it'll have the entity ID of the person who fired it. Like there could be lots of different things on this.
Yep, that makes sense. Cool. Right. There could be teams. There could be like bullets that don't. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see. Range number. Nope, not range. Origin. And it's a vec2. I'm inclined. I'm feeling inclined to put range on this just because while we're tracking this, everything has a range of 240.
Yep.
Let's see. Origin vec2. This dot origin equals origin. I think that is our bullet script.
Yep.
Component. And I guess I will. Let's at least name our magic numbers. Cool. Okay, great. So then our entity does take a bullet, potentially.
Mm-hmm.
Jeff, I'm going to sort these.
Please do.
Are you okay with that? Okay.
Oh, I love it.
Okay, I'm gonna sort our components. I'm gonna sort our flags. Yeah.
I wouldn't even care if you mixed them. I think we separated them for some reason that I can't quite remember, but
I thought it was just sort of like classes versus, data types.
Absolutely.
Not nominally.
Yeah.
That's at least what it is right now.
I think the flags are basically components that have one value in them. They're like, they are the singleton, like kind of singleton components.
Yeah, and I definitely question, in terms of components, like this is a class, but like it's also could just be origin vec2 range number, like,
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, but not right now, but definitely sort of like I think as we keep going, it'd be interesting to see.
Yeah.
And I like if more of these become pure, if they all become data types, so that could be cool.
Should we name the file bullet component just because the class name is, even though it stutters the directory? Maybe this is a refactor that we have to figure out later on.
I'm gonna call it bullet because none of our other ones do.
Yeah.
You got me there. Oh, it's because some of them do.
Well, the ones that that was me. I'm sorry. The ones that are defined in the system itself, I called them component because it was a little bit unclear what their usage was supposed to be.
No, I'm into it.
The other thing we could have done is exported those classes as just the word component, and then the import could include the system name. So it would be like bullet.component or something like that.
Ooh, I do like that.
But
yeah, we should do an import pass on this sucker at some point. But I'm going to match the components directory for now.
All right, that's totally fine.
Yeah, I was wondering why I didn't put component in the file name, and it's because I didn't see it anywhere else.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So let's see. We've got that, and our bullet entity needs an e.bullet equals new bullet, and it just takes e.transform.position.
Yeah.
Boom. Okie doke. All right. So if e.bullet, not e.bullet, keep going. Otherwise, do all this stuff. And that's basically it. We just need to, let's see, everywhere we do transform, we're now
e.transform exclamation point.
Oh yeah, good point. Our entity ID is just ID. This is e.bullet.origin. This is e.bullet.range.
This is subtle, but I don't think you need the exclamation points for e.bullet because line 8 will take care of that for you.
Thank you. Great point.
Yeah.
Man, you know what? Let's just do it to transform too.
I'm so torn about that because, like, technically, if you have a bullet but you don't have a transform, that should be some kind of error, right?
I know I feel silly doing it to appease TypeScript, so
Yeah.
I'm with you.
I've
Okay,
been trying to figure out how to get TypeScript to do a query system where we can say that, like, only show me the entities that have these two things.
That'd be really cool. Okay, so let's not. I will not appease the compiler. I think that's very reasonable. Boom.
By the way, I don't have a super strong opinion about it, but thank you for doing that.
I noticed this never died, so that's something.
The range is not taking effect.
Looks like it. Let's look at our bullet system. Our range is 240. It's there. It shows up here. Oh, I know exactly what it is. Do you know what it is?
No.
Okay. It is that this needs to be a vec2.clone.
Oh.
Because
this is using the tank's position. Yeah.
It was using the bullet's position, which was a vec2.clone, so it was always range 0 from itself. There we go.
Yeah.
I love it. Cool. Okay, great. So this motion system should really become a bullet system. Classic crash crash parcel name change, and let's go fix this in the game before we restart the server.
The person who did Babel just came out with like a new all-in-one JavaScript toolkit called Rome.
Rome or Rome?
Rome as in the fall of Rome.
Okay, now so Babel wasn't built in a day is what you're saying.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Oh man, I just got work to use Parcel.
It's everything. Well, this is they've got 84 contributors already, but it's going to take a while. But
Holy
it's all of those
shit.
things all in one.
This is great. Honestly, oh god, they're doing Jest too? Okay.
Well, what's funny is we actually took a pass of cramming Prettier into ESLint. You remember that?
In fact, I think I did.
Yeah, you did do that.
Or rather, I took Prettier out and told ESLint to run Prettier rules.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think it comes with a like Prettier is running,
but as a plugin of ESLint and not on its own.
As a plugin of ESLint. Yeah, exactly.
And there was an advantage to that
yeah,
almost seemed like I think maybe the thinking behind that is like Prettier wasn't worth having as a top level thing. And I think that's what the whole thing with Rome is like.
Yeah.
Somehow all these things should all be one.
I mean, I always put the exact same thing into every JavaScript project, so they're not wrong. Wow. Okay. I look forward to using this.
I haven't thought too much about it, whether it's going to be a good idea or not. It seems quixotic, honestly, but also cool.
The we have zero dependencies is quite a bit, but also
they
Babel
rewrote
sucks.
everything. Everything is like one code base, right? They're not farming out to Prettier. Like the formatter is in this project.
That's so cool.
Right.
So now instead of being confused about what my Babel RC is doing, I will just be extremely confused about what my Rome RC is doing. Okay.
Rome.rjson. Not only did they rewrite all of the tools, they wrote their own configuration format. And they're like, no, JSON 5, even JSON 5 is not enough for us.
Oh, no. But they added comments, which is fine.
It's fantastic. I mean, a lot of this is JSON 5, which I don't know.
Does anything support this yet? I mean, this is great.
What is VS Code's version of JSON? Because VS Code lets you have JSON with...
What? Is it really?
Well, like for example, if you go to your like settings.json or your launch.json,
Mm-hmm.
that has comments in it. And so what the hell is this, right? Like
So
what format are they using here?
I always assumed that's a great point. This is a JSON file that makes no sense. But if you just treat this as a JavaScript file, this is totally valid, right?
It Can you put trailing commas in this?
Oh, that's a great question.
Yeah, so it's close, right? Like
It's like a JavaScript file but they're like, you have one object, that's our default export now, which is great.
yeah.
Probably, I guess if it was JSON and I was sending over the wire, that seems
Can your
vulnerable to
settings.json have can you assign an expression like foobar is 1 plus 1 or something like that?
boy.
What I meant is inside the JSON blob.
Okay. That's a great question.
Yeah, we need a comma, but yeah, it's kind of like
But it's got to be in a string. But this,
well, at that point, it's just like data, right? Then there's something
Yeah.
external. But
Exactly.
So who the hell knows what VS Code is doing there? Like what format are they parsing there? But JSON5 was always the thing that like it was like JavaScript is JSON with comments and trailing commas, and you didn't have to put double quotes around the keys. I think that's basically their idea.
I'm really into this. How come I can't use this yet? I just have to install the JSON5 package. Ugh.
But yeah, but Rome was like, you know what, we're gonna reinvent that as well.
Right. They're like, no curly braces, unquoted keys. Oh, gosh. Optional commas. Goodness. Okay.
Oh yeah, it does make me wonder if this existed, would we have YAML at all? Right? Probably not.
No, this is just better YAML.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Fun,
That's a lot.
fun times in the web development world.
I look forward to fully using Roam in, I don't know, 5 years.
Yeah.
Whew, wow. Okay. Great. What was I doing? We made bullets. They're moving.
Yep.
It's time to fix this horrible box.
It's a damager thing, right?
Uh-huh.
So is damager the wrong abstraction? Is it, or should it not use hitboxes? The only damager right now is the bullet. Am I correct in saying that?
I think you are. Yes.
Yep.
Now, I mean, here's a question, right? Like, does the... Okay, yeah. Does this not actually need an ADBB? This just needs... We could just look at the origin. We can just do, is it touching the box?
Yeah.
And then damager is actually a single thing that has a number.
Yeah, or there's no such thing as a damager and we just have bullets. Like, but you know, we'll probably go back to having a damager as soon as we invent mines or something like that, right?
Yeah, but that's true. We have a bullet component. I was thinking, I mean, taking a step back, but I was thinking that, well, we've got hitbox and harmbox, which is great. Damager and damageable are actually just two values, which is like hit points and like damage done, right?
Yeah.
So then these actually become, single number things that we can use up there if we depend on hitbox and hardbox.
Yeah.
So okay, let's give the bullet a harm box of 1. I don't want it to be a box though. It really feels like it should be a point collision.
Okay, well, let's just remove let's remove the idea of harm boxes entirely. And damager just does point overlap with a hitbox.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Does that make sense to you, or do you think we should?
It makes sense because the bullet's the only thing that can do damage right now.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I have
Okay.
no complaints about it until we have any. I
Yeah.
mean, really, I like you could say that the entire attack system and damager system should be folded into the bullet system, and then we should factor it out later, right? That would be the purest way of saying it, but it seems like
Fair.
it would be a pain in the ass.
Hmm. Oops. Uh, okay. Yeah, that's a good point. So let's see. We've got our damagers. Really. Okay, so actually, so we've got. I kind of want to figure out like what is drawing this so off. It's that our hitbox is. Well, let's just start bringing our hitbox actually to the center, right? Did I get this? Like, is this wrong?
It's because the
Oh,
hitbox is offset from the registration point by a long ways.
by a long ways, or
Or by a ways, right?
it was though, right? Because this actually offset it by half a tile size. That's what was happening, right?
Yeah.
So if we actually offset it, if we do 0, 0, it's still not. Oh, because it needs to be. Oh, this just needs to be -2, because it's our starting point and dimensions, right? And what's going on in our bullet model?
Yeah, so it would be more like tile size times -0.2, probably.
Well, specifically our bullet, I just didn't. I just
Oh,
did
I
it
see
in
what
pixels.
I see what you're doing.
Yeah. So that is perfectly on the bullet. And then as we rotate the bullet, we're actually rotating it around the origin instead of around its center point, which is why the little box starts to deviate from it. Okay.
And we did that because we don't actually do rotated volume collision, right?
Well, this actually, it feels like a. What is rotating are renderable for the bullet, though? Nothing. It's just it's because we're applying our own transform to it.
We do rotate it.
By the stud orientation, yeah. So this is not. It's interesting.
Well, you do notice that like when we're shooting here, even at an angle, the hitboxes are still axis aligned, and it's because the attack system doesn't know how to deal with
Yeah,
hitboxes that are actually rotated, right?
I see them being axis aligned, but I guess I'm trying to figure out like whether or not it's axis aligned. I still want it to be
Overlap
covering up
correctly.
the. Yeah, like we've got overlap and no overlap, and it's because the top left point of the hitbox and the bottom right point of the model, like we took the model, rotated it 180 degrees around its top left corner, and now it's hanging outside of the hitbox. Is that correct?
Yes, because
the model.
If we look at the attack system, I think we do something really silly, which is that we rotate. We basically rotate the registration point for the hitbox.
Orient. Is it? That's our particle emitter. Huh. Interesting.
So AABB overlap is what does it, right?
Because that's where we're getting this box to draw. What draws our debug? Back to that sub. Right.
I think it's damager.aabb. That's the line 33. That is the function that is doing the wrong thing.
Okay. So this is the hitbox, and the hitbox has its own ABB function. Okay, this sucker. I have a great solution to this, which is stop rotating it. Oops, that's my email.
How's hate going for you?
I kind of like it. I'm kind of like a little torn these days, to be honest.
Yeah.
I
couldn't
like,
bring myself to actually dive into it. It was a little bit too much.
yeah, I really like the way it works. I really don't like that. Like, I have my inbox is much more full with hey, I just ignore it because once you read it, it just scrolls off.
Yeah.
But I liked the feeling of like processing everything into my archive in Gmail, and that's gone. Okay, there we go.
So maybe if we're passing false all the time to hitbox, we should just like fully get rid of that parameter and just like push that all the way down.
I was going to say I wanted to check and see, do any of our new hitboxes pass true? The builder does. I think that's probably not. The builder doesn't rotate, so doesn't matter.
Yep.
The bullet we pass false to. The tree doesn't rotate. The wall doesn't rotate. The pickup doesn't rotate. The player we pass false, and the turret we pass false. Yep. All right. Hitbox, you just got falsified. And then we just stop rotating our offset completely. And we don't do any of that. Oh, wait. This ABB gets a lot simpler, huh?
Yeah.
This is just position. Wait a minute. The AABB is just the hitbox values.
Sort of. Our hitbox,
right.
I believe, is like northwest corner plus dimensions, and what this returns is extents.
Great. Okay, so it still has a purpose.
Yeah. And we have confused language around AABB. Is an AABB a corner plus dimensions, or is it extents? Right.
Well, I got something wrong here. Let's see. Yeah. This is a vec2.create. This dot offset and position. Const offset position. Okay, there's at least some purpose being served in this sucker.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Hey, there we go. No more sugar.
Is the offset ever?
So offset here when I if I make this position.
Okay.
Yeah. This is the thing that we're off by half. It's I think it's half a tile every time, but not gonna mess with it. Half a tile every time except for our bullets, which are 2 pixels offset. So yeah, offset's still real.
Yeah, offset's a funny word. I think I had no issues with it except when I read it. I was like, that's a weird word.
Right, because it's actually the origin.
Yeah, it is like the northwest corner.
Yeah. So more to do there. Let's see. Hitbox.aabb. And let's just make sure that the 2 places we do this don't actually need the orientation. Boom. Okay, cool. This is starting to feel better. Let's back to the attack system. I'm going to redo this debug draw to make this like black. Yeah. Just couldn't see that magenta on red when it was actually the same thing.
Yep.
So I think when you shoot at 45 degrees, you're like a little off, but not terribly. I can see the diamond going down this way, but it's still a black square. But like that's fine.
Yeah. I think that's just because the square needs to be rotated at 45 degrees, right?
But we're not rotating any of our ABBs. So
Exactly.
so we're not gonna. Yeah. But it
fine.
feels okay. It looks okay, and is no longer like wildly in a different spot. Okay, cool. So I guess that is our refactored bullet.
We're still
Whew,
starting the bullet pretty far off the tank, right? And that's so that you don't hit yourself. Is that right?
Great point. Yeah, it starts at the tip of my gun for sure.
Which means that if we're in a tree,
I mean the gun is outside the tree, but not here. That feels wrong. Oop, but I guess I could hit it if I did it just right.
hit your own bullet.
I hit my own tree, yeah.
I think you should hit your own tree, though, right?
Oh, much more easily than we do now, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's look at the shooter script. I guess this is the player shooter script. And so this is this is what's happening. We're creating it from the transform position orientation, and then we're kicking it out 3/4 of a tile.
Yep.
If I do 0,
you're going to hit yourself, right?
I assume I start blowing myself up. Yeah. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. And I think the turret will have a very similar problem. Maybe this is part of the turret system.
It depends on where it spawns it, right?
Yeah, but this one shoots it a whole tile and a half.
I mean, and this is how it can shoot through walls, right?
Correct. And like can it shoot through walls? It might be able to. It can definitely.
It can. Well, it does. It's not going to try to shoot through walls. We sort of solved that problem.
Yeah, but it very cleanly shoots through a tree, which I thought was interesting. Like this has no problem.
Yeah, I mean, I think unless that line 112, unless that range is like less than half of a tile, it's going to be able to shoot through.
So we just made a bullet component. What if this had an owner? Like,
yeah, it's a string. It's the entity ID, and you can't hit the owner. Yep.
Yeah, like I'm down for friendly fire, but I do think we lose a lot by being able to run into your own bullet and the limitation it's putting on us.
Yep, I agree.
Okay, great. Yeah, owner string. I'm just gonna say entity ID. And then this dot owner is owner. Yeah, that actually feels like it'll clean up a bunch of things because I am feeling that our bullets should just be originating from this, and then in fact, bullet pause is just.
Or it can be less than half a tile, right?
Oh yeah, if we wanted to like make it look like it was appearing sort of, yeah. Right. Because at least it'll orient it like sort of towards the gun.
Exactly.
That's reasonable.
Yeah.
So let's try 1/4 of a tile.
Okay.
And I think that'll capture that, like if you're in the tree and shooting, you should still hit the tree.
Yep.
Okay, cool. And then so let's see, we've got damageable. And none of this knows about bullet, which is too bad.
Is it damageable that
Yeah, because let's see. Oh, sorry, damager. It's the attack system, right? Yeah. So we go through our damagers, and we look for hits.
You can skip if the target ID is equal to the damager.owner, right?
Yep, and I think this is going to be let's see.
It's the damager.
No, it's the bullet.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
Which is a little weird, but I guess we'll just sort of get away with if there's an owner, great. Or sorry, if there's a bullet, we'll do bullet.owner.
Is it the damager that should have this property, or is it the bullet that should have this property?
The bullet has this property now. That's what I gave it to.
Okay. What should it be?
Bullet and owner. Why isn't it like that?
Because line 15 needs to have owner.
Oh. Yeah. Are you suggesting that the damager should have an owner instead?
I think if it's relevant just to the logic of processing damage, then it should be on the damager. I think what we're running into is the fact that the bullet is the only damager, and that they should be the same. There's an argument to be made that they could be the same thing, and so like that's why it's even a question of like where it goes, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, then I think putting it on the damager makes sense.
Yeah, it's almost as if the damager has an array of entity IDs of entities that are immune to it. Right. That would be like the super abstract way of thinking about it.
Okay.
It has nothing to do with ownership. It's just like, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like that. So it'll be immune list. Sure. Is that silly?
I mean, like if that's okay to you, if it seems like it's too much, we could just call it the owner, and it just.
No. Okay. No, I think it makes sense because I can especially think of things like mines, or like there's some things we probably don't want some damagers to hit and some damagers do hit if we have. Yeah, okay. I'm into it. I think we'll figure it out as we go for sure. So let's see. So it still has an owner, but now it's just the third parameter into damager.
Yeah. Can we call it owner ID? Is that
Sorry, owner by what?
Forget it. This is just super. It's a nitpick that I didn't even have that much conviction in. Don't worry about it.
Okay, I'm going to change this since we're editing it. I'm going to change this into a params, name params. Yeah, because only one thing uses this. No one will care. Damage value. Huh.
In TypeScript, you can't. You have to like.
Right, I have to assign this on the other side.
But I think you still have to type it. Yeah, I think that the original thing that you had was fine. It was just Sweet.
I've seen that before. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, that looks like a very familiar little chunk of prettier. Okay, cool.
And then line 48, you can add another thing where it's like
right, and target ID not in, or sorry, damager dot immune list includes target ID,
and then and at the end.
Yep. Let's see. So where I make the bullet. Yep, that's what we need. Owner is this data. I think it's just my entity ID, huh? Hey, cool.
And does the turret need to do the same thing?
Yeah, the turret should kill itself now. Yeah. Unzoom that.
I'm glad this is all predictable. If even when it fails, it's failing in the way that we want it to. Turret system, maybe?
Yeah, that's right. Turret systems. Yeah, I kind of want to get rid of that player shooter script because it will be a lot clearer. And what's this? We also have. Oh,
ID.
it's
Yeah.
just ID. Yeah.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, I feel very positively about this. So now if I get this and put this here, it's actually cloaked. Oh, it should have been cloaked. Well, hang on. I have no clue what happened because the explosions are just too rad.
Yeah.
Hang on, I'm
Just
sorry.
seal the
We're
whole
gonna
particle system.
we're gonna have to turn this down to like a 1.
Okay.
At least for a second. Oh my god, that wasn't it.
It almost looked like the turret wasn't getting built. Or it's getting obscured or something like that.
I mean, it should have been hidden as part of it.
Yeah.
Like this turret should be hidden until it finishes.
Do you see it not showing up at all when you lay it down? Or at least maybe that's the stream. I can't tell.
Yeah, I'll try one more time. It's there. There's just too many explosions.
Why don't we disable the entire particle system at the game level?
Oh, I'm picking up what you're putting down. Can we? It's in the renderer. Jeff, what renders our particles? Emitters, sorry. There we go. Wow, it's weird how dead the game feels without that.
It wasn't hidden though, right?
Oh, sorry. The very first thing it does now is blow up its own tree.
Oh, yeah.
So that's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. I'm noticing the turret behavior where they start firing like long before the orientation matches their like target arc is kind of annoying.
It is.
I think maybe we can do that also soon. Okay, cool. Great.
Do you notice how the particle system weirdly was the very first thing that we wrote that fits our system philosophy, and it fits it really well. And it could probably be like not only just a particle system in name, but also a system in spirit. Like it could go in the systems folder just fine, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a great point.
And the only reason why it doesn't have components is that the state that it worries about has no interaction whatsoever with the rest of the game, right?
Yep.
And so it can just
totally on its own.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we should put a particle system in there though. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Okay, sweet. So
it's fine where it is right now. I was just philosophizing.
But great. So you can fire off bullets.
Yeah.
We can no longer kill ourselves with our own bullets, which is probably good. And they sure go a little faster now. Okay, cool.
We've changed the gameplay significantly, I think. For the better, we'll see.
Which part? Just the fact that the bullets actually
the bullets
work?
Are faster, and the bullets have a different feel to them.
Mm-hmm. I was thinking, and you'll probably hate this, but I'm gonna give the turrets a slightly faster rate of fire.
That's fine.
Because I think it's a little too easy to. Oh no! What have I done? Yep,
I mean, this feels like real bolo right now. You're really good though. You haven't gotten hit yet. That's incredible. That was awesome.
You say it feels like real bolo or not like real bolo?
It feels like real bolo. Like the pillboxes in bolo just kick the shit out of you.
That's true. They really do, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. This is good. I have to take some damage to make this happen. Oh god. Hey, Jeff, this is kind of fun.
Yeah. You've got one hit point left. News.
Oh man, I thought I crashed the game and died, but it was just me placing a turret on a turret.
Oh,
Okay, sure.
nice. You were just hanging on there for dear life.
Uh-huh. Here's the best part though. Oops. Ah, dang it.
You just murdered your builders.
This is great.
It's fantastic.
I'm a big fan. Okay, cool. Turrets now deadlier.
Yeah.
Okay, so whoa. We refactored our bullets.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to still think about tree pickups? I think that'll be pretty easy, actually.
Yeah, it should be pretty straightforward. We have a harvest button now.
Oh, that's right. That's in the builder system, and that's harvest is when I hold down number 1. It just doesn't draw anything yet.
Yeah.
I think that's correct. Because 3 is move. One sends the builder out to do something, but we just don't know what.
Right.
Cool. Yeah. I like it. Right, it just breaks. Okay, cool. What? Oh, probably our HUD system is what draws the crosshair.
Mm-hmm.
We've got our harvest. Sweet. It's really cute that we just dropped the renderbles in here. I like that.
Yeah. We can make a little model that's like an X or a little hatchet or something like that.
I was thinking we need an X. So let's go into the models and I guess make a new.
It's like the harvest icon or something like that.
I can't wait to get some images in here.
Oh, sprite rendering would be nice, wouldn't it?
That'd be pretty cool. But we could do 2 lines, huh? Because we have. Oh no, we don't have a model primitive for line.
Ah, shit.
Right, exactly. Where does
we can make one?
Where do these? I might just make one because it's really just a mapping from.
Yes.
Yeah. Let's try it. Lines are nice. Model line.
And if you scroll up, you can define it after model circle.
Thank you. Oh, and then yes, I gotta do this too. Okay. Export interface model line. Model primitive dot line. And let's see. So this is going to be like a origin vec2.
Yeah, the renderable uses language from and to.
From and to, great.
Yeah.
Let's just match that. And then does it also take a width?
It can.
I think it does. Yeah.
And then it takes a style.
Right. But we do that. We get that from elsewhere. It's not part of. Oh, it is. Gosh, I'm tripping.
Yeah, there's a default, and and what's going to be interesting is that it's not. It's actually we actually render with stroke style, but like it's a little bit ambiguous how to deal with this.
Mm-hmm.
I almost wonder if on the model it should just be called style, and then the transformation into the renderable will decide whether the style is used as a fill style or stroke style.
That seems reasonable to me.
We're almost abstracting away the distinction in the model.
I mean, fill and stroke style are so HTML.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like it doesn't even necessarily belong here, so I'm into that.
Yeah, I mean, really, it should just be like color, and it should just take a blob of RGBA, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'll write that down. We don't have to deal with it right now, but
yeah, I'm gonna match the other ones, but then when we choose to refactor, it'll be really clear. From to you already did it for line, which takes a style instead of a fill style. and width, just r depth. Let's rename symbol to style. Sweet. All right, now we got a model line. Call this x1 and x2 dot line, and then we're going to go from
negative tile size to, or negative tile size divided by 2. Probably.
Yeah, right. Size over 2 vec2 dot from values, and this is the positive one.
Yeah. Has a width of 1 pixel.
I was gonna say that might be pretty thin, but let's see.
Oh yeah, whatever. Yeah, sorry. Anything's good.
Yeah. Oh, let's vec2 from values batch. I just want to get this into the harvest icon. Nope. Harvest icon. And then in our crosshair system, we do dot harvest icon. So when I hold down 1,
We have an extra case statement. I think line 53 is something we should just delete.
Oh, whoops. Totally. Okay, cool. So
it's not transforming, I think.
Yeah.
But it looks good.
And why wouldn't it transform?
The toRenderables function needs to apply a transform to it.
Oh, because this also.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Great. Oh, is it as simple as dropping the model transform into? This primitive does not take a transform, so we need to apply it to the from and to values.
Exactly.
Cool.
I think it's just a mat2d multiply.
Okay.
Mat2d dot multiply. Actually, that multiplies 2 matrices together. Maybe vec2 dot transform.
Transform mat2d.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a vec2 dot create.
Every time.
Yeah, sorry.
No, I love that it's there. Yeah. It's correct.
And yeah, same thing for 2.
Sweet. All right, and then I'm gonna call this cross 1 and cross 2 because we will not be sure about what x is.
Yeah.
So let's see. So this goes from negative positive to positive negative for the cross. Yeah.
Nice.
I think they should both be like 3. Cool.
Cool. Very nice.
And I'm gonna let's see what that looks like. Yeah, it's like kind of not quite in the tile.
Yeah.
Sick. Honestly, 4. It doesn't need to be that big. All right, cool.
That looks great.
Yeah, adding lines. Okay, so when we go here, let's go to our builder system. When we're on the harvest, let's see, what are we going to do? We're going to set oh wait,
the builder needs a behavior. Does the builder already have that? It has the mode. Okay, so that's fine.
It has mode, yeah.
That line is fine. It's just that when it gets to the destination, we need to handle it here. Yeah.
Here we go. Okay, so
we have to say if the destination is a tree, then remove the tree.
Right. So how do we have anything that gets the entity at the position? We really don't, do we? Ugh.
No, we have to iterate over all. We have to iterate over all the trees and say, "Are you on this tile?"
No. Okay. That's fine.
Yeah, it's fine. Just write. I think it's even fine if you cram it all in there, and we'll factor out later.
Yep. That's what I want to know what is treeable. And the answer is we really have nothing that tells us it's a tree. So I was going to say e dot drop type equals pickup type dot wood, and we can search for are we on something that has wood, and if so, we gather it.
Okay.
That's probably going to be our simplest path.
And yeah, because is there ever going to be a wood? Is there? So are we also adding a wood pickup as well? Is that going to happen?
I think we have to.
If we kill the builder over something, then
say again. Sorry.
If we kill the builder while it has wood, it should drop the wood, right? Is that the idea?
Exactly. Yeah. It needs to drop whatever it's holding, which will be yeah. Okay. Our pickup type has wood now. And oh boy. All right. We have this thing called nada.
Should probably get renamed to the
yeah, and I think that means we need to make wood.ts, which probably looks a lot like nada.
Yeah.
Is anything? Nope. Okay, so make wood pickup. Oops. Gets a new transform and it's pickup type wood. Huh. Okay, we could make a new. We can make a new model for it at some point, but we'll do that later. It'll also be blue.
That's fine.
Yeah.
It'll just be confusing. UI be damned.
Yeah.
This game is for the hardcore.
I'm just gonna do.
That's fine.
Yeah. I feel like we're about to have a very challenging time dealing with any of that if we don't put that in there.
Okay, it's just gonna be hard to see what's going on, right?
Like we won't even know what's on the ground. Yeah.
Yeah. There's a bunch of constructors and things. I haven't revisited the pickup system in a while, but I think we've got a couple of different arrays. If you look for references to the nada pickup type, like pickup type.core, capital C.
That shouldn't be on. Yeah. So we set drop types.
That's fine, but you notice pickup.ts and index.ts both have these objects that they define.
Oh. What is this? Shit.
Do we even use this? I don't think we use it.
Inventory display. All right.
Why did we do that? We have redefined the model twice. Is that what happened?
I think we forgot we had a model. Or sorry, we forgot this was here when we did models.
Yeah. Dang.
That's okay. This'll look like something that someone really wants to fix later.
Yep.
That'll be clear at least. Bummer. Okay, well that's great. So this will show up in our inventory too. Okay, so let's see. So we've got our wood. And the next thing is make nada. Okay, let's do wood equals wood. So I guess, well, this is really just for the map editor, huh? Nothing else needs this?
It's just, yeah, nothing else needs this.
Okay. I'm going to say you can't place raw wood on the map editor right now.
Yeah.
What uses pickup constructors?
That might be fine.
Here we go. So this is, yeah. And this is actually what uses the make wood pickup. Sweet. Yep. Pickups. Cool. Okay, so now that we've given this to a tree, yep, yep, that all works.
That's cool.
But I can't place a turret because it's not a core. Yeah, actually, that is really cool.
If you destroy a tree, it shouldn't leave.
You think when you destroy it shouldn't?
Maybe it's fine for now. I don't think it should, but
it kind of removes the whole purpose of the builder, doesn't it?
yes, but that's fine because otherwise we need to like. Well, I think basically what it means is that the tree's drop type is empty, and we have to have a different thing that distinguishes trees from other entities.
That's I do agree with that. Yeah.
And the philosophy here is that our outrageous particle system actually destroys the wood. Right, all those explosions destroy the wood.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
If I set this to pickup type is wood, that means that as soon as I drive over them, our system is too good.
Yeah.
Okay, so I agree. This is that won't work. I guess there could be drop type and like drop on destroy is a.
That's what drop type means, though, right now, right? If you destroy the builder or the turret, they'll drop the thing that they've got. So I think what we're talking about is we have a tree flag.
Or is it a harvest type?
Oh,
can we harvest?
Good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe we harvest other stuff in the future too.
Yes.
So then, yeah, okay. And that's nice because that ties into our harvest action.
That's perfect. Yes. Vespeed and gas.
You must harvest more Vespeed and gas. Okay. This thing.
So yeah, we iterate over everything.
We do, but it won't be so bad. It'll be a little bad. G.entities. Entities dot filter.
Or is it find? It's dot find maybe.
That find, yeah. Wait, sorry. First one.
Just find returns the first one. Is that right? Or it returns null?
That's a good question, but we want every. I was gonna at least reduce the entities list to the list of harvestables.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I was gonna say find the one that is both harvestable and is on the current tile.
Oh, yeah. You know what? Duh.
Either or.
No,
it's two filters,
nope, you're
right?
It's two filters, or yeah. No, I'm into it. So let's see. Is current tile? Boy, we haven't actually checked for is the thing on our tile yet. So let's make this other first of all.
Our transform to
dot transform, yeah. Dot position. So actually, I guess we want tile chords of that.
And we shouldn't assume that the entity has a transform. I think we should return false if there's no transform.
Okay. If not other dot harvest type and not other dot transform.
Or not other, yeah.
Or not, yes. Okay, so now we're looking at a harvestable. We've got the tile pause. What are you going to be about? But do I already have other? No, okay.
Other is, oh yeah, cool.
Yeah.
We have to find over the values. Entities is a key value, so we have to do object values.
Well, I'm really glad object.values exists at least.
Yeah, I'm happy as well.
Okay, cool. So let's see. We got that in there, and then I guess we're just gonna say const.
The ID is on the entity. Cool. Okay, great.
E dot transform dot position. This is also tile chords. So we expect this to just be
Yeah, that's correct.
the same. And these are vec2s. So we can do return vec2 dot equals our tile pause, other tile pause. And really, we use this here and here. I think it lives outside.
Yep. And then
Cool.
126 we assign to something, right? We assign to the harvestable.
Correct. Maybe this is the harvesting, right?
It is the
It's the single harvestable, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. And then okay, so oops, if harvestable. Nope. Let's see.
Deregister the harvestable. Harvestable.id, right? Harvestable.
Oh man, that's really annoying. That's gonna keep doing that. I bet it imported it once too.
Irritating.
I have regrets. E dot drop type equals pickup type dot wood.
Yep.
And is that it? Well, what happens when it gets back to us? Let's see. And it's just destroyed. Okay. So where do we mark? Here. If we return to host, if e dot drop type, then we do some inventory management. In player, did we save a pointer of the inventory up here? I don't think we did. Nope. Great. And really, it's just we push it on there.
Yeah.
Push e dot drop type.
Yes.
Boop. Wood.
This is so cool.
This is really cool. Okay, so let's see. Can I? Holy shit! What just happened? Oh, it saw it immediately. Oh, dude, that's so interesting. The turret destroyed the wood before I could get to it. So when I did this,
Yeah.
I love it. Cool.
Yeah, I realized that I think we've had this problem. Like, you can destroy a tree twice in one frame, and that is okay because the side effect is the same. But you can also harvest a tree and destroy it in the same frame.
Yep.
And that is like a classic video game bug. Like, you can basically it's kind of use after free-ish. It's like I've marked an entity for deletion, but it still can be interacted with through other systems. I don't really care right now, but that's a fun thing that we may need to deal with at some point.
Yeah. No, it seems reasonable to know about. Whew. Cool.
That came together really nicely.
Yeah. What do we do with all this wood now?
I think technically you need wood to. Well, you can build bridges. Do we need wood to build the turret?
Oh, that's a good question. Let's do that because maybe I don't. We don't want to add walls right now.
Yeah, but I think the problem with that is that means that the builder will take both a wood and a core with it.
Oh.
Which means we can stack pickups on the same tile if it gets destroyed. Which is actually not a terrible thing, right? We just need a way of representing that.
And I guess alternatively, we could actually like we could put walls in here.
Yes.
What do you feel more strongly about? I kind of like the idea of being able to build some walls and actually like really affect the map.
Walls are much more interesting.
Yeah.
Does our Pathfinder know to look at? Does our Pathfinder still look at the map, or does it look at the entity list?
Oh, it looks at the map.
Okay, so walls we build will not.
Yeah, we fixed that.
Oh, we fixed it. So it looks at the entity list then.
Yeah, it looks at the entity list, and I think there's you could maybe fuck it up if you manage to build a wall while it's pathfinding. I don't think it's checking on every frame going out.
Right.
But it is looking at the entity list instead.
Okay, great. So let's build some walls. That's fine.
Cool. Heck yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So we need a build wall key.
We need to build wall key. Yeah, our crosshair and our. Okay, so wait, player input first. Right click mode, build turret, build wall.
And then we need a build wall mode, line 15. I think we need to add one.
Yep. And I'm just gonna nudge move down the line because I really want to.
Yeah.
Want to keep
Can we change the
stuff.
comment just so we know what that means?
Can we do what? Sorry.
The comments there actually tell you what the key is. Yeah.
Yep.
And if we move over to the modern key system, that wouldn't be necessary, but
it'll be a little nicer. Yeah. Build wall mode. Right click mode is build wall. Sick. Okay, in our crosshair, we're going to add one for build wall, which is going to look really silly. Actually, it does not. That's awesome.
Yeah, it looks great.
I love this hotkey system, by the way.
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Oh man, what the heck? So my debug draw, oh weird. When I debug draw with and press one of the buttons, the lines get double thick.
Oh, weird. Nice. Or not.
Huh. Something. It's something. I saw red. New builder mode. That's because this is probably not exhaustive. Yeah.
TypeScript.
I know, right?
So we need to.
Okay.
We already added a builder mode too, right?
Oh, we probably, yep. Let's see, that lives at the top of this file, doesn't it? Love it. Build wall.
Yeah.
And then what uses builder mode?
Lots of things.
It was this is definitely not case right click mode dot build wall, and then actually the same thing.
What prevents us from building on top of a wall right now? Is it just the fact that it won't pathfind?
It won't pathfind, yeah.
Okay. All right.
Which I feel good about, at least, yeah. And yes,
I think eventually it should, right before it lays something down, it should avoid eventually we need to deal with the situation where its destination is an entity by the time it gets to it, right?
Yep. I would really love to have a faster check for this. Like, I want the entity at a position, and I feel like this should be a pretty easy map to get because a lot of our interactions are going to depend on it, right?
We can make the entity manager can do this, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it has indices. It has an index by entity ID. It just needs another index by tile coordinate, right?
I think that seems really reasonable to me because that'd be super nice.
Yeah, and it would need the reverse index too of like entity ID to tile coordinate, so it could handle deletion really easily.
Right. Yep. Yeah, that makes sense. It could also, I guess, we could store we could store the tile coordinate to entity ID mapping and have a like entity manager dot get by tile position function, and it goes one level in and then looks it up by ID, and then if it finds it's gone, it's like, we don't have that one, and just like chooses to delete it from the mapping at that point. So it could be lazy. So like we could keep a lazy mapping of coordinate to entity ID.
Cool.
All right, const wall equals make wall. Nope, make wall. Do walls have teams? No.
They don't.
Wait, what goes into make wall? Hang on. Okay.
We don't set the position on it. I think we set it externally.
Yep.
Because right now the only thing that makes the wall is the map editor.
Tile to world. Boom. And break.
Yep.
Okay, so I can't send these out. I can send a turret out, and I have to go harvest some wood. And with my copious wood, I'm going to build a wall. Dang.
He's going to get shot, right?
What's that?
Oh, we can't build a wall right now. Is that?
No, I just tried it. It wouldn't build. Let's see. So let's check our spawn. Well, there you go. We were still looking for cores. Okay, so let's see. Let's do. Oh, that's pretty cool. Wow, dude, drag race going on your street.
And the walls are real walls. I mean, I guess we're calling make walls, so there's no reason why they wouldn't be.
Well, that's a great question. I'm just trying to get all the wood. Let's see.
Haha, sucker.
Seems real to me.
Yeah, nice. Oh, this is a real RTS now. We can build walls and turrets. We can build little forts.
Oh my god, that's actually amazing.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We've earned the RTS of YOLO RTS.
Okay. So I found at least one bug.
Okay.
I found two bugs.
Okay.
When I try to build on a wall, it fails, but eats my core. My cores are just disappearing, which is fine.
Does it fail, or does it build two walls in the same place?
Well, I was trying to build a turret, so.
Oh. Is it that the turret is there, but it's being drawn underneath the wall?
Well, let's see. So on our maybe spawn, we get the mouse position.
We weren't supposed to be able to build on a wall, right? We were.
No, but here's what we do, which is that we delete it from the inventory and then pathfind, and then say, "Oh shit, pathfinding failed."
Okay.
That'll do it. That's okay. All right.
I will write that down as a book.
Yeah. Oh man, you're gonna have a good bug list after this.
Yeah.
Okay. Nice. Honestly, that's wall building. I see a lot of things to improve, but I kind of want to do them a little more structurally. So
there's a lot of progress today. Isn't that crazy? We did refactoring.
It really is.
We added a couple new systems. It feels like.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's see what's going on here. Oh my god. Quite a few. Yeah, we've got our bullet component. We got rid of our motion component, or motion system, sorry.
Yes. Shooter script is still around because the player still uses it, right?
No, there's no motion system. It's gone. The player input moves the player.
Oh, I meant shooter script, though.
Shooter is around for the player. Shooter, probably, yeah.
Yeah. Because the turret handles its own shooting now?
Yeah, I think so. The player renderable uses this. There's a lot going on in the shooter script.
Okay. Yeah.
But motion script, gone.
I'll write that down.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, we're down to iRenderable and iShooterScript. And honestly, do we really need iRenderable? Maybe this might be the nicest one, to be honest.
I think I kind of agree. It's the one that tells the game how to draw the entity. And
to be fair, it specifies one function though.
Yeah.
Because really, renderable is the interface that I like.
Because otherwise we'd have to throw that into each system, right? And maybe that's fine. Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
Well, I need to think about that one a little bit more. I see where you're going, and I think you might be. I think that could be right.
Well, I think the thing that uses it. Let's see. This tree renderable that implements iRenderable. I mean, this is how we have our new renderer working. So, I think it's necessary for models.
It is if you want to modify the models, right?
Yeah.
It is what figures out how to like mutate the models.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay.
No, that makes sense. I think it actually like
it's our view layer basically. Like the system
interface that still serves a purpose. Yeah.
Yeah. The systems are like logic or service layer, and then the renderable is the view.
Cool.
Do we still? Oh, okay, there we go. Yes.
Let's say why is? I think I must have left that in there. Yeah. Cool. Cool. Let's see. I want to do a quick yarn lint. Is that what it is in this project?
There's also yarn type check as well.
Cool. One of each, please. Because I noticed I keep pushing commits that have like a busted type check. Yeah, like that. Builder does not. No, why would it? Great. Great get. Ooh, boy. All right. Hiding. This is some AABB stuff that no longer needs orientation, which is wonderful. And this one too, I bet. Delightful. Yeah, we really did take some cruft out of this sucker. Yeah. Cool. Sweet.
Nice. Holy crap.
Wow.
This is like the most typing we've done, I think. Yeah, I think so. It's amazing how much it all just continues to fit in the right place. Yep.
All right, let's see. So, hang on. What are we actually on?
Session 28.
Man, all right. Yeah, I believe that.
That is...
What?
So if we do 2 sessions a week, and we've averaged slightly less than that, so
I mean,
it's 14 weeks, almost 15.
We're into day like 100 and something of the pandemic, so yeah.
Man. And we did this. We had the idea for this like right before pandemic, or was it like during pandemic?
I think you reached out to me like in week 2 of the pandemic. You're like, I'm at home. I want to do something.
Yeah.
But you also wanted to do it just not in the pandemic, which I totally agree with.
Yeah.
Oh man,
This is the
it's
hard
just
hard part, right?
I know how we've gotten so pithy with our commit message names.
Right.
Wow, we did everything though.
It is a season of harvest, right? We can now actually harvest things.
It is a season of harvest. Love it.
Which, speaking of which, go to Monterey Market and get some tomatoes.
Ooh,
Go into the market, like the physical building, not
okay.
the produce section in front of the building, but if you go inside the building, turn left almost immediately. There's a rack of tomatoes there. Eat the
Solid tomatoes.
tomatoes. Yeah, eat the tomatoes.
I do. I've really enjoyed tomato, mozzarella, basil as like just a caprese lunch
Yes.
for home lunch in the pandemic.
You know how like tomatoes, like just have such extreme high variance in terms of how good they are. Like you
Yep.
get like a regular beefsteak tomato, and it just tastes like nothing or slightly negative. Um,
Yeah. I've learned that I do not like a lot of tomatoes. I need tomatoes with something else.
yeah.
Uh, cherry tomatoes are like straight out because they're like eating a zit in your mouth.
Okay.
But cooking them is great. Like I love stewing cherry tomatoes. I love sun drying them. I just hate the pop. It's like a bad boba.
I see. Well, I
Yeah,
got tomatoes through a CSA box. It's like the first one I've ever gotten.
nice.
And it came with those tomatoes, and I saw them at the market the other day, and I'm like, I ate those tomatoes, and it's like, this is the best thing I've ever had in my life. And
Hell
I'm
yeah.
someone who actually used to dislike tomatoes when they were younger. So I'm not
Mhm.
like a tomato stan by any means.
I've learned that refrigerating tomatoes is like the wrong thing to do, and I wasn't aware of that
You
until
shouldn't
recently.
eat, I learned this recently too. You should not eat a refrigerated tomato. So you can refrigerate them, but just you need to let them kind of re-flavor for a day or two.
Yeah, a refrigerated tomato is just like mealy and sandy.
Yep.
It's weird.
Yep.
Ah, well, on that note, go eat some food.
Yeah, I am kind of hungry. Um,
Yeah,
just a real quick thing, just before I forget, on NetPlay, it's
yeah,
coming, and it's
I'm
gonna be
ready. Let's
hard.
let's talk about that on Wednesday. Like, I think maybe we should just chat
Be
about it for
thinking
two
about
hours
it.
too.
Okay, yeah, we should be thinking about it. That sounds great.
Yeah, yeah, because then we can like sort of walk through the game and see what we think needs to change in the systems to make that happen. But I'm feeling ready for it.
Okay, wonderful.
Yeah,
All right,
and I
Dominic.
don't want I
Well,
don't want to like build too much before we get there. Yeah,
yeah, yeah, totally. Well, very nice. I will see you on Wednesday then, and see everybody on Wednesday.
cool. Happy Sunday.
All right, take it easy.